Hello everyone, you're watching SK Live. I'm your host Indranil Basu. Today we have a very special guest, Anjum Moudgil, the shooting champion, who's also qualified for the Olympics, Tokyo Olympics, which is supposed to be taking place next year. Anjum, so good to see you. How have you been doing?
I'm really good. Thank you so much, Sports Kira, for having me. And yep, I'm here, and it's really good to interact with you, Indranil.
No,
Yeah.
it's a pleasure having you on the show. And shooting is become such a serious sport because of sort of sheer number of medals we have won over the years, and of course, uh, uh, Avinav Bindra doing that magic,
True.
and that really created so much of history. And this is one of the biggest moments after '83 World Cup win, cricket World Cup win,
Yeah.
shooting making us proud, and that's why Sportskira focus their main thing is to focus a lot on shooting as a sport, because
Okay.
there lies the real champions. You are one of them.
Thank you. It's like really true how when Abhinav Bhaiya won the medal, and shooting just from it was like nowhere in media and everywhere, but after that it was just everyone wanted to do shooting, and I'm glad I'm part of such a sport where India won their first gold medal. So yes, I'm really happy to be part of this, and we have amazing talent now, a very young talent in our game that they're just bringing Indian shooting to the top ranks in the world. So yeah.
Absolutely, it's a great moment. I mean, this is
Yeah.
one sport which we are sure shot medal. This thing when we go to Tokyo Olympics, we'll talk about it later. But coming to that point of sports being a mind game, and who
Yeah.
would know better than you, someone who has done sports psychology?
Uh, Surely it is. I mean, I think every sport is a mind game. I mean, you have to have that physical fitness, but then how strong you are mentally, how you deal with situations, I think that is something that every athlete learns by experience. I just did masters in psychology, sports psychology, to get some extra knowledge to it, and I just to be of some use to myself or my colleagues in sport. So yeah, I think it is all about the game in every field, about the mind, sorry, in every
So, what
field.
exactly is the lesson? I mean, we all have our own individual subjects. So, what exactly is the sports psychology? I mean, the biggest lesson you have learned from that discipline.
So, like, psychology is the study of mind and body of an individual, and it's all about a human behavior and how the mind works and how we behave, everything, how the thought process works. But in sports psychology, so that is the reason why I took up psychology, because I just loved, reading about the human mind. That is, it's like crazy thing out here. So I studied sports psychology to get so that whenever I'm out, it'll be easy for me to cope up with the syllabus first thing, because I could really understand psychology well if it's related to sports, because I'm into it, experiencing it. So the thing I learned from sports psychology was, the basic the behavior of an athlete when we are out in our field playing a sport, and then the connection you need to have with your fellow athletes, with your coach, with your trainers, that connection, how it is made. If it's not that well, how can you work on that? So I think all these small things make up a really good lesson to learn about for staying in sport and studying that for your mental training. So I think that is what worked for me well.
From a distance, it appears that these are basic things when you're playing sport, and you have you have to know how to interact with your fellow competitors, your system, what kind of system you should have. But tell me something: the biggest lesson could learn and should learn is how to handle failures. So
Yeah.
So how did you manage that? I mean,
I
you've
think
learned that subject, and you're also a sports person of repute. So how do you manage it when you get failures?
Yeah, I think in any sort of thing you do in your life, be it as a kid or when you grow up or at the age of 50, any age, you will face failures. But I don't like to call it failures. It's just something you couldn't, complete. You were not succeed. You would no, you were not able to complete it, you did not succeed in that. So something, that thing, failure is a word we really put out on a negative side, so
Yeah,
I think it is something you will experience throughout your life,
true,
from
true,
the day you're
so
born
true.
till you die. So it is something you should just keep learning from. I think, for me, why failure is very important is because you will know the value of winning only if you fail. You will never know how good it is to win. You will never know how the best feeling in the world it is when you win a medal, when you complete a task, when you achieve it. So you will not know that value unless you fail at a certain task, or fail at a certain competition. So I think learning from those failures, learning from all the mistakes you do and working on that, is something we call training. What you work on, your weaknesses, you work on something you did not succeed at earlier. So I think that is what failure is. It keeps teaching you. You just have to keep learning and move forward to succeed.
Absolutely, and this is something you also help your friends and fellow shooters during lockdown, giving them mental integrations classes. I mean, can you tell us what exactly did you do? What do you talk to them? It's very depressing for people who are all the time on the field and not able to do it and go out and compete, staying at home, and you being a champion in sports psychology, and how did you mentor them? Can you just tell us?
I won't call myself a champion in sports psychology. I just did my master's, that too missing
That
out on
that
classes.
itself is a big thing.
Oh,
Please,
yeah.
I mean, you have to.
It's just that there were many athletes who had certain kind of issues mentally, or with friends or with coaches, or the way they were training, and then now, since there were no competitions, they were getting really anxious about playing a competition, because they just thought they might uh, it's just wastage of time, they are losing out or something of winning a medal playing a competition. So there were many messages on Instagram. They were personally, the friends, people I know, they were talking with me ki kaise kare. It's just too sad to not have any competition. But I just felt, the routine we are in, people are just rushing for everything. Just they
Yeah.
want everything, like we want this, we want that. They just miss out on the basic things in life. So one positive, I mean, during whole 7 months of log staying at home, I think I was completely positive about what was happening. I really felt bad for the people affected by COVID and everyone who lost their loved ones. But I feel it was something like a wake up call for everyone to accept what is happening, learn what is really important in life, that is staying fit and healthy, spending time with the loved ones, with the family, and learning and exploring yourself. Because what I always say is, you should be not stuck with one thing. If you play a sport, that is really good, but you should also learn something. You should educate yourself, you know keep exploring your potential. So I think that was what I taught, what I had a talk with all my friends to explore and see what all you can learn. And that is something what people were motivated. Like when I told them, like, I don't like dancing, but I learned it from my cousin. And then when dancing, you have to break the limitations you make in your mind. You have to break that, you have to keep learning. So that is something completely, and sabhi ke liye ho raha hai. The lockdown, the COVID was for everyone in the world. It's not just you. So you have to accept that. And I think utilizing the time to relax and focus on yourself, your family, I think that is something people know, but they really don't think it is important. So you just have to talk. Once you talk and share certain things with anyone you can trust, I think it just eases people around. So
break the
yeah,
monotony. Break the monotony. You
yeah,
know,
people
being
have
being
to.
yeah, being multi dimensional, which is so important in life. Don't
It
get
is.
which is you given the right lesson. In fact, other day I was interviewing one of the greatest, in fact, the greatest bowler, even he graced the game of cricket, Shane Warne. He was talking about how you should not rush, and the same thing, same sentiments you're evoking. You don't rush into things. It'll get to disaster. But coming to that other part of it, it's the bitterness, because since we are in a rush to get some sort of results from whatever we do, and we don't get it, and there's a bitterness. So
Yeah.
what is this? How to tackle this psychology?
So I feel it totally depends on the individual, because certain people, like I can say for me, I really just love working on certain things, you know. I just don't want to just get it. I want to work for it and then achieve it. So that gives me a lot of satisfaction rather than just, you know, just wanting to get it but not wanting to work for it. And when you really want to work for something, it will take time and it will need a lot of patience. It will need a lot of it will have a lot of failures. It will need different, you will need motivation from everyone around you. So I think that the whole set of demotivation and there's there, there are a lot of things that will come in your way, but when you have that patience and that willingness to work for it, I think that is something that will get you ahead. And I think that is something people actually experience and learn. There's nothing you would just tell them कि ये strategy है, ये लगाओ तो हो जाएगा. You have
No.
to try out everything and see what works for you. So I think that is how you can just, move forward when you are stuck at a place. Motivation nahi hai, but you really want to do it, but you're not able to do it. I think it's just the willingness and passion to just try a bit harder, keep trying, and then you can get it. Think yeah, but people just rush, they just want everything in a bit, but never happens.
Talk about patience, and you have to play the waiting game, and you come from a city which teaches you that, because it's very calm, Chandigarh. I
Yes,
really
true.
love that place. And seeing shooters like you coming from Chandigarh, and shooting it could be loud also when you're like firing the guns. So
Yeah.
how did shooting come into your life?
Yeah, so I started. Look, my mom, she did shooting when she was in college at through NCC, and she, took me to the shooting range, like told me this is the weapon we shoot in NCC and everything, and she made me take up NCC in class 8th. So I took up NCC, and then, I started going for the camps and started shooting, and that was when I found it much more interesting than doing parades or anything else. So that's when, the feeling of that bullet leaving the rifle was very different than any other sport I played. So I played a lot of games in my school. But then this was something I just started out of curiosity. And then I started playing competitions and different, like district level, then state, then pre-national, and then just it kept happening. I shot well, and I learned something. I used to learn from the seniors, ask them about different equipment we have. So it just started just like that. My mom wanting me to, try out this sport, and then I just tried it out and playing different levels of competition. And then after 3 to 4 years, I started playing for India for in juniors, and then it's a good journey for 12 years. And yeah, that's how I started.
Which all sport did you play before coming, full fledgedly into shooting?
I did. So there was a sport in our school, throw ball. I played nationals for that when I was in
Wow,
sixth grade, and I played dodgeball, little bit of cricket, and
wow.
basketball. Yeah, but I'm not. I never used to like team games that much. So after that, while I was shooting, I just took up, started reading more of biographies by tennis players, and then I got into tennis, and I love playing tennis now. It's just for fun, but I really love tennis now. I love like more of individual games than team games.
Oh, wow. And any particular reason for that? Any psychology behind that?
Yeah. Yes. So when you are playing an individual sport, you know you are the person responsible for it. If you're failing, if you're not doing good, or even if you're winning, you are to be blamed. Like I am to be blamed. If I'm not shooting good, I know I made a mistake. If I really want to, if I want a medal, I know I did well. Everything is, you have, whom to blame. You can't blame कि पीछे से coach ने कुछ नहीं बताया. You can't just blame others when you are playing sport. But in a team game, it's a team effort. That
Of
is
course.
also really good to have a team to work on. You learn so much. But in a way, sometimes, it plays like, if someone did something wrong, you just miss out, and you know, ki, shit, I could have done better, or I could have, I should have handled it much better. So I don't know. It just the individuality of this sport. I just think I really like that.
You're in 2016 as a young shooter. You won that gold medal at the South Asian Games. I mean, tell us about that phase of your career when you're like trying to, you're already in thick of things, doing well for the country. How special was it?
Winning gold at the South Asian Games, yeah, that was my first gold international medal.
Yeah,
And when I went for the competition, I just wanted to perform my best because it was in India, first of all, and it was my first competition. I just felt like it was my first competition as a like I'm really I have to win and I have to be my best because before that I it was my 2015 was my first year as playing as a senior athlete, and it was just more of like getting accustomed to it. But 2016 I really wanted to give my best, and that competition was beautiful. I just loved the experience of being in the zone, feeling responsible for India, and then delivering the best I could. And I really enjoyed it. And winning two goals was something that gave me a lot of confidence to carry on that uh, being in a, being that responsibility as a senior. So I think that is something a very good part of my career. And then after that, yeah, there were many other competitions, but that was like a starting
so
point.
you just kept climbing up, which is so important.
No,
And last
not
year,
climbing up. It is a roller coaster every time,
but
but yeah, sure.
overall, if you look back after 2016, the graph has always gone up, right? So that's
Yeah, like we say, it's when you start a thing, it's not like you always start. It's you have to take some time to settle down, learn stuff, get better. So for me, that happened from 2008 till 2014. It was all about learning and unlearning. But yeah, after 2015 it was more of just not unlearning but just learning a lot of stuff and getting better. So that is why after 2015, 16 it just went better.
Anju. What is this unlearning? I mean, can you just tell us what is this? When you
Yeah,
learn
so
a lot of
it
things,
is
yeah.
a psychological term actually. So there are certain things you do which might not be good for your sport. It's
Okay,
just an example,
yeah,
like a basic, maybe a basic posture in shooting that may not be really good, or it is not the basics not correct, right? So when I started, I did not start with the proper coach. There was no coach that time in NCC. I had one for around 2 to 3 months, but after that there was no coach. It was all about listening from the seniors, asking them and doing things for from 2009, 10, 11, 12. For 5 years I did not have any coach. It was all about just looking at seniors and doing it. So there are many things that you catch were wrong,
okay,
that is not the correct basics. So when I started with my coach Dipali ma'am, so the first thing she told me that you need to start from the basic, because there's so much nothing like, I won't call it wrong, but there's some things you really need to forget and work again. So
yeah.
that is unlearning, when you have to for, keep forgetting and start with the basic. That is unlearning. You have to unlearn it and then learn that thing in a proper way. So that is learning again. So that is unlearning.
Wow, wow! I mean, this is so incredible. And last year, because you you did a little bit of unlearning earlier and learned the right things, and you were in last May, you were world number 2 in 100 meters rifle. So I mean, that was a special feeling. That was something that must really given you that sort of boost which you need
Yes.
as an athlete.
Yeah, I think being world number two was amazing. All
Yeah.
the competitions I played in 2018 and 19 were a lot of amazing experience being at the top, and feel like it was amazing experience to be in the top ranks in the world. So yes, I think that was something like everyone, like it's a career best, it's a big milestone to achieve. So yes, it was amazing experience.
And I think it was a silver medal at the World Championship, which got you the berth for the 2020, which is now 2021 Tokyo
Yes,
Olympics.
yes,
Tell
it
me
was.
tell us about that tournament, the World Championship. We all look up to that.
Yeah, so even for me, it was just like I never knew what was coming for me. I was training, we were training in Korea, and I had really bad Asian Games before that. So I just wanted to like we had Asian Games, and then from Indonesia we flew directly to Korea. We did not come back. So we were just training. My air training was not going, my 10 meters training was not going that well. But when we were when started with my match, I only focused on my technique. I was like "Ki, theek hai, I know what is correct form of shooting. What I know is fine, correct, works for me. I just need to focus on the technique, not on the score, not on the medal, not on Olympic quota. That's it. I just need to be I should not regret कि अरे मैंने वो वाला shot क्यों चलाया, why was it that bad, I just don't want to regret things. So I focused on all the 60 shots I shot during that match, and it turned out really well. Just one shot I actually just did it without focusing much on that. Is the only shot I regret, but otherwise my score was good. I made it to the finals, and again I focused on just the technique, the thing I had to do. That's it. जो मेरे हाथ में है. That is really important message for anyone. You should focus on the things that are in your
Control.
के hand. Yeah, जो चीजें आपके हाथ में
Control.
नहीं है,
Yeah.
don't focus on
Don't
that.
worry about that. Yes.
Yeah, you can't focus on कौन सा medal जीतना है. You never know who will win it, right? What is in your hand, what you are capable of changing or having, is your technique, your mind, your body. So I just focus on that, and yes, the finals went really well. I was so much into the zone that I did not realize I was winning an Olympic quota till the fourth person got eliminated during the finals. And after that, it was just I just love that, thinking about that competition. It was amazing, and I felt amazing to be the first Indian to win a world championship medal
Yeah.
in Olympic event. So yes, it was a beautiful plus point in my journey, and it gave me a lot of confidence.
Yeah. And we live for the moment. And right now, you're attending the 2 months national camp in
Yeah.
Tughlaqabad, range. And tell us, I mean, how is the atmosphere there? I mean, you must be having what's the training schedule right now? How many hours you're putting in? You just started.
So
I think you
yeah,
started from uh, yesterday, if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken, right?
Yes. So yesterday we had to report. So I came from Chandigarh and then checked into the hotel. So according to the Sports Authority of India protocols, we need to quarantine ourselves for 7 days in our room. We can't get out of the room, and yeah, we are self quarantined for 7 days, and then we start our training from 22nd of October till 10th of November. So we will be training here, and we will, like, all the shooters or all the Olympic core group shooters are in like a bio bubble. We won't be
Yes.
interacting with anyone at the range or anyone at the hotel. We have to, follow everything, all the new normal, what we call nowadays, according to precautions needs to be taken. And yeah, we will go home for a week for Diwali, and then come back again, quarantine ourselves again for 7 days, get a COVID test done. When we come back again, we have a COVID test on 20th of October. So yeah, everything is handled really well by the federation and SAI. So yeah, that is how we'll be training, and then we will be training from 18th of November till 17th of December. So
That's a nice schedule. But tell me something, you can't even interact with your fellow shooters during training. That's what you're saying.
we can, but like with proper distance,
Okay.
with masks on, we can just talk from far away after the 7 day quarantine. But during the 7 day quarantine, we're not allowed to meet.
Interaction. But you can't put your mask on when you're shooting. It will give a wrong
Only,
impression.
only while shooting, we are allowed to take off the mask. Otherwise, mask on every time.
Yeah, it will give a very wrong impression. With a gun and your face covered with a mask. It's not like
Yeah. We don't know what people will consider us.
Yeah. So 32 total. How many? 32 shooters have qualified for the Olympics from
No,
India.
a total 15 Olympic quotas are there, but
Okay.
there are certain policies that are considered when they select a team.
Yeah.
So it can
Total,
be
I
like
think 32. Total 32 shooters are there in the camp.
during the camp, yeah, in the camp they're there. So it's like the quotas can be given from one event to the other event, and it's not important the person who has actually won the quota will go for the Olympics. It can be someone else. So they're like the top people are selected, and they are just in the camp, and then the team will be decided for 15 people itself.
We all prepare things hoping for a good future, brighter future. So a brighter future is seeing Anjum getting a medal for us at the Olympics. And so
Thank
what
you.
are the chances next year? Are we going to have Tokyo Olympics? I mean, we'll create a bubble. What are things are, as you're saying, things are moving in the right direction. Things are moving the new normal and things like that. You maintain distance. Do you think it's possible? It's going to happen. What are your thoughts? What?
Yes, according to the the organizers of the Tokyo Games, they will be organizing the games from 24th or 23rd of July and 2021, and it will be happening no matter if the corona is there or not. It will be happening. I don't know about the spectators and everything, but the athletes will be going for the Olympics, and we have started our preparations now. And yeah, the games will be there. I don't know if the vaccine will be there or not, but it just we have to. I think when we go for the games, we need to quarantine or something like that. But I'm glad the games are not cancelled. They are being held, and yeah, we are training for that.
And how many medals can we expect from the shooting team?
If we really need to get the expectations in, we can expect the
Yeah.
maximum number of medals. And because each and every shooter out here is training really hard to you know make India proud, and we are giving 100% in each and everything we're doing. So if the expectations should be there, it should be 100%, and we are giving our the most we can do for training. Yeah.
Mind wise, I know what kind of shape you are in, because you don't need to be tutored. You are a champion in that, as I said before. But physically, how's it feeling, getting into those drills again? And I'm sure you must have done something during the lockdown, little bit of physical exercises, going there, running somewhere and things like that. But how is it feeling right now? How the rest of the athletes feeling about it when it starts?
Everyone, like during the lockdown, we did have certain online sessions with the Federation and Manav Rachna University
Okay.
to keep everyone together, as like everyone should work out together through video call. But like for me, I worked out really much more what I used to do earlier during the lockdown, because it was like no matter how much tired you are, it's completely okay, you can just go and rest. So I've actually worked out much more, worked out on my weaknesses and everything, so I am completely ready to go out for my training. And yeah, I'm completely ready for the camp, and I think everyone was training at their home with the trainers through online classes and everything, so everyone is ready.
I know, talking about being ready for the challenge, what you did. You're a sports person, very accomplished. You're going to probably get us medal also. I'm sure about it. I'm
Thank you.
super confident about that. But what you did, you're such a versatile person. You're also a very very accomplished artist. You're a painter, and you painted and you auctioned your painting and helped people, the downtrodden, the poor people who needed money. You help them with that. What a gesture! I mean, everyone
Thank
should follow your footsteps. It's an amazing thing. Tell me how did this noble thought come to your mind? What was the thing, challenges you faced? What did you paint? What did you sell? And can you just tell us?
Yeah, so during the lockdown, everyone surely, got their hands into cleaning their houses and everything. So I started with my Almira, the one for my artwork. So I had a lot of stock for uh, stock of diaries that I thought I would just, I just put it on Instagram that I had 15 rough diaries, and if someone wants to customize a diary, and they can just message me, and I will be selling those diaries, and the amount that I will collect, I will just donate it to a certain NGO that was helping people with meals and everything, and also a cancer patient, a small boy who has cancer. I know it through my mom. She helps them. So I just wanted to help that boy with cancer to I just wanted to help raise funds for them. So that's when I just thought ki I will paint the diaries for everyone who orders, and the people will get their diaries, hand painted diaries, customized diaries. And I love painting. I'll do my job. People will get happy with their diaries, and the fund will I'll collect. I just add on my the amount I have decided to donate. I'll just add on that amount, and I'll just give it away to people who were really affected by the lockdown and
Very good.
everything.
Really.
So I
What a gesture.
just I did that, and once I was over with the diaries, it was such a good response. I just put the pictures of the diaries on Instagram that anyone who wants to order can do it. After 5 minutes, I actually had to take off that. I had to delete the story because I had more than 20 orders. I had only 15 diaries. So I had to completely delete the story that okay, I'm done, I'm not taking any more orders. So I just started painting that to utilize the time I had during the
Mm.
lockdown. And after that, after a couple of months, I did paint throughout the lockdown. So I got all the paintings framed. So I just thought there was a initiative by Go Sports, my sponsors,
Yeah.
my team. So there was an initiative by them, Play for India. So it's like you can support the people who help us at the shooting ranges, at the different academies, the lifeguards for swimming, everyone, like the support staff of different sports. So I just wanted to donate for them, the people who help us at the ranges to put up targets, to clean the ranges and everything. So I auctioned all my paintings that I'll be donating for this Play for India initiative, and people were really good, generous enough to pull in, and I sold 5 to 6 paintings at good amount, and then I donated for that. So I think it just I love painting. I used it as a way to help people, and I love gifting things. So I'm completely okay with giving away my artwork just like that. So yeah, I think people were happy, and everyone who got the amount was really happy. So that is
Very
different life
inspiring. Very
action.
inspiring. Really. I mean, these are the sort of gestures. You are the kind of people who make this world a better place to live.
I think
Really.
we're just fortunate enough to be financially sound, and so but there are people who really
So
need
how
our
many
help.
actually think like this? How many actually think like this?
I don't know. But there
Yeah.
are people.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great gesture. I mean, I'm sure people like you are multidimensional. You. I said, what all things you're good at? You're good at studies. You're a
That's true.
champion. You're Olympian. Anjum, you are a philanthropist. You're
It's
a
just that
good teacher.
there were so many people donating for the PM Care Fund that I
Yeah.
thought there are so many others who want money. I don't know if how, I mean, at a really low level near my home place, near, I mean, in my state, there are people who really need help, and I don't know how the PM Care Fund works, but I just wanted to work at the lower level because there were so many people donating at at the central level. There's so many celebrities, many athletes who were donating at for the PM fund, but there were people at my, like, be it my house help, the lady who used to come.
People are working at inside the range. The shooting range. What did
Yeah,
they do? How did they make their livelihood? The caddies at the golf
yeah,
course, the curators
they
inside the stadium.
the people we helped through the Play for India initiative, the people who work for the shooting range, they were जो वो दिहाड़ी कर रहे थे. They work, I mean, as just picking up stuff or laborers and everything like that. So they were like in a really bad state. So इसलिए we had a word with them. We discussed how many people are there. There were 15 people. We collected in funds, and that's how we just helped them.
In our country, 75% are more or less daily wage earners. Dinka late, dinka khate. Hain. So
बिल्कुल.
and then people like you coming and really decorating the entire thing with your gesture. Amazing, really. I
Yeah, I
this is one of
can.
example everyone should should follow. All the sports athletes, they instead of then just do it because you want to do it. Just don't do it because you want to tell the world like I'm doing it.
Yeah, that is,
That
I think, very important because yeah, I think I should not say that, but yeah, I just felt like helping people, and it just came out in the papers, but I just did it for. I mean, I think I just use social media because it's the best way. How can you
yeah,
reach people? So I
yeah,
think I just use social media for that because otherwise, how would I know who is eager to buy my artwork or even donate for a certain cause? So I just use social media for that, and I'm really thankful to all the people who came in.
really. I mean, you're set the right example before us, and it means a lot to everyone who's been helped by you. But coming to the talent bit, I mean, you didn't answer my question. You're good at you.
Ah.
We know anything else we're not aware
it's not
of.
it's not like I'm good at something. I just like to keep trying different stuff. I don't like to be stuck at one place. That's why I do all the events for shooting, not just one. So I
Okay.
like to be at least one person good at everything. I just try learning new stuff. So that's why I did psychology to learn that, and then I started with painting more of commissioned artworks, and yeah, I think that is it. Nothing more. I just paint, I read,
Or
I
you
just
read also.
study.
You
I've,
have to read. You're a psychology student. You have to read. But
yeah, not
who was your childhood? I mean, idol. Someone you really worship to. Someone you really look forward to meeting, and sports person, or someone who's really a big socialite. Who was that in your life? Who inspired you the most as a child?
think for me it was I never had just one idol. It was just I if I liked someone, I liked even if I liked one quality of someone, I really wanted to have that quality. I wanted to have that, yeah, have that quality. And it's like learning from everyone you meet. Some things you might not like, and so I tried ki okay chote hote ki I don't want it to be like that, I want that thing. So it's just learning from everyone you meet. Everyone is so good at least one thing, and then it just you can learn from everyone. So it's not, I never had just one idol. I could learn from as much. I can learn from Abhinav Bhaiya, I can learn from a new shooter. So it's nothing like you have to be learning only from big personalities.
Absolutely.
So there's so much to learn from everyone you meet every day. It can be maybe a worker in a hotel, it can be someone you meet every day. So
Such a nice thought, really.
yeah.
Before
So I just
we go, yeah, sorry, you were saying
no
something.
no I mean I like all the athletes, all the books I read about tennis players and Usain Bolt and everything. So there's something you can learn from everyone. It's just not one. Everyone is a champion.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, just want to know one untold story from your side which you never shared before. Something really exciting, something which really left a positive impact on your life, something you would think every day in your life. Could be that moment in winning that gold medal, first gold medal at the South Asian Games. Could be the World Championship medal. What is that moment? What is that
Uh,
untold story?
I think for me, what actually changed my behavior, changed my thought process, was like my aunt, my masi.
Okay,
She was the one, we were really close to, me, my brother, and everyone, because she was the youngest one among her siblings, and she was the one who used to take out for going out to eat, playing, and everything. So we were like really close. And in 2017, I was uh, I was not selected for a certain international competition. It was like after 4 to 5 years of going to each competition, it was first time that happened to me that I was not selected for a competition that was to be held in Germany
okay.
and Azerbaijan. There was two competition. I missed out for the spot. I was on the fourth place and I missed out by some decimals. So I really felt bad. I just thought how we take things for granted. कि अच्छा अभी ये international खेलना है, अभी ये खेलना है. missed out on that spot, and I felt so bad. But I think that was the best thing that has happened for me in my lifetime till 2017, because my aunt, she was diagnosed with blood cancer in April 2017, and I was not selected for the competition that was supposed to be happening in May and June. So that gave me a good, I mean, I had to be out for 2 months, out of India for 2 months, but since I was not selected, I came home, and then I was there with my Masi to take her to the hospital for her chemo. And earlier we did
Wow.
not get a private ward, so we were staying in a general ward. I used to stay awake throughout the night so that I could see all the drips that were going into her body, that if they were working well, if she needs something at night. So I was there with her for good 15-20 days in the hospital. My parents were also there and everyone, but I used to stay awake at late at night. And staying awake from maybe throughout the night gave me so much calmness. Staying, like, I used to sit beside her at the hospital, and there were 5 to 6 more patients there who used to cry in pain. They wanted help. They wanted, if they wanted someone to give them water, or maybe stop the drip that was going in to go to the washroom, I would just stop the drip, because I learned it somehow there, sitting there. So seeing people in so much pain, seeing people just want to live one more day, seeing
Yeah.
people to want not to have that disease or that pain, I think that gave me so much, first of all, thankfulness, the gratitude towards life and everything I have. And then how much importance we give to small things, कि उसने क्या पहना है, वो क्या सोचेंगे, मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे वो चाहिए, मुझे मुझे कार लेनी है, या मुझे वो मेडल लेना है. I mean, we give importance to so small stuff, and then eventually we get depressed when we don't get it. But there are people who just want to live one more day. So वो जो चीज हॉस्पिटल में हर रात को मैं देखती थी, कि कैसे लोग, मतलब हाउ मच पेन दे हैव, दे जस्ट वांट टू लिव. तो वो जो सोशलिज्म में जो हम खो जाते हैं कि दिखावा करना है, वो सब चीजें खत्म हो गई. कि at the end of the day,
It's
all that
nothing. It's
matters
nothing.
is staying alive, being healthy, and with your loved ones.
Absolutely.
So
It's very.
that taught me a lot. And then I went on, I went in June, I went back to Pune to start training for my upcoming competitions. But then got a call from my mom that if it's possible, just get back, Masi is not fine. Then I just booked that night, I just booked the flight, and on my way to the airport, then I got a call that she's no more.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So I
No,
think, yeah, and I went back. I was there with Nani, and so she was a divorcee. So she had a 13-year-old daughter. So I was with her, and I think it's been 3 years that I have been with her daughter and being responsible for going out for shopping with her for her school stuff, attending her parent teacher meeting and everything. So that gave me sense of responsibility, and I think that has completely changed me over 3 years. So that is something, yeah.
amazing. We are so
That,
proud of you. We're so
thank you.
proud of you. And you're such a. I've interacted with so many, battery of sports people. I've never found someone so accomplished, and I've never felt so fulfilling after interviewing someone like, a sports person like I'm feeling right now after talking to
Thank,
you.
thank you so
It was
much.
really sort of education for me, and those who watched it and will watch it later. You are really a champion. Not only inside the shooting range, outside of it also, you are a real champion. And the entire all the elements in this world will be behind you when you are there in the Olympics. And will make us proud. And you always made everyone proud wherever you've been. Great chatting with you, Anju. It was a real pleasure, and we'll do another interview when you come back with that gold medal. I'm looking forward to that day.
So I'm so glad. Thank
It
you
was really,
so much.
thanks
Really
for
happy.
coming on Live.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it was lovely talking to you, sharing my
Lovely.
stories. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.